The home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Well. What a tangled web that coaching carousel leads. And I ain't just talking about the Auburn chaos. It seems that there may be some rumblings at Texas A&M that Jimbo Fisher, who had his agent in town this week, Jimmy Sexton, as you know, he's a pretty famous agent for a lot of coaches, was spotted in College Station a few times from a lot of sources out there. And it seems that maybe, just maybe, Jimmy Sexton and Jimbo Fisher have gotten together with the Texas A&M administration to maybe lower that buyout so Jimbo can get out of Texas A&M and finish his career somewhere else. Very interesting. Let's talk about it. Here we are again on Halloween. Another episode of the OCF. That's me, JPC. The OCF stands for Outlaw of College Football, and JPC stands for Jesse Paul Clark on Facebook, spelled Jesse without the I. That's right. And now, also, we have Twitter at OCF Productions. Now, getting right to it. Everybody's been talking about all these coaching changes this year from Nebraska to now Auburn's chaos that has broken out. I was going to do a story on that, but it seems like there's another interesting story that may be percolating. Now, this is all rumors and conjecture so far, but numerous sources cited Jimmy Sexton was in College Station this past week, and Jimbo Fisher, as you know, he's been acting really edgy. He missed an obligatory meeting with production with ESPN, just brushed him off, didn't call him or anything to reset the schedule. I mean, rescheduling is one thing, but just to pull a no-show has never been done. At least that's what ESPN said, that they'd never had this issue with a coach before. And then you have the Jimmy Sexton sightings in College Station. And the rumor has it, I don't kill the messenger, but rumor has it that Jimmy Sexton's down there to renegotiate the contract with Texas A&M. But there's a lot of turmoil going on between Jimbo and the administration. And while Jimbo would like nothing more than for A&M to give him $95 million to get out of that cult-like atmosphere, in his words, they're just not going to pay him $95 million. But Jimbo wants out. Jimbo feels like he made a mistake, in my opinion, by going to Texas A&M. It just doesn't fit for him culturally. And the rumor has it that he wants to finish his career in his home state of West Virginia. And as you know, Neil Brown is definitely on the hot seat after losing numerous games this year. One getting blowed out by Texas Tech a couple weeks back didn't help matters for Neil Brown. So it looks like Jimbo and Jimmy Sexton may be trying to renegotiate the contract, somewhere in the middle, meet in the middle with Texas A&M, maybe lower that buyout by half, maybe $45 million, which is still a lot of money. But in Texas A&M circles, from what I gather and what I've heard, it may not be a lot of money to them. And then Jimbo can finish his career in West Virginia. That's the rumor. Now, if that does happen, who does Texas A&M go after? Well, got a little list here. Got a little book here. I'm going to start calling it JPC's little black book. I got a list here of 5 candidates that have popped up in numerous job searches, and now for the Texas A&M job as well, if Jimbo Fisher and Jimmy Sexton get this renegotiation supposedly done. Mike Leach of Mississippi State has said that Mike Leach might want to get back to the state of Texas. You know, that's where he really started his head coaching career, made a lot of headway at Texas Tech back in the day. Sonny Dykes of TCU, and while he's only been proven to be a great coach for this 1 year, he did a decent job at SMU before, but this is his breakout season as a head coach in his first year at TCU. People may want to hold off on him and wait till he proves a little bit more, but if TCU makes the playoffs, Texas A&M may jump on Sonny Dykes. Lane Kiffin keeps coming up. People's like, well, he's entrenched in a contract with Ole Miss. Come on now. These big-time schools and these big-time boosters from these rich programs come calling. Lane Kiffin will listen, and Lane Kiffin will probably end up leaving. Now, of course, there's going to be the coach speak of, hey, I'm not concentrating on that. We got a season here at our team, Ole Miss, blah, 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 blah. But we all know that that's just a line of bullshit that all those coaches speak until the end of the season. Dave Clawson of Wake Forest also keeps popping up in a lot of coaching searches. Dave Clawson's done an excellent job at a program where they don't really have the facilities to have a great program. One of the smallest stadiums in Division I football. Dave Clawson has came in and wanted a place that not many people can win. And so if Dave Clawson's given the reins at Texas A&M, hopefully they don't give anybody else that crazy-ass contract that they got Jimbo. Lesson learned, I hope. Another guy on the radar, Chris Kleiman of K-State, has been steadily building Kansas State up since the legendary Bill Snyder left. You know, Bill Snyder left once before, and they turned the reins over to Ron Prince, and he basically shit the bed in Manhattan, and Bill Snyder had to come back in and right the ship for him. And following a legend that any program is always a tall task, and Chris Kleiman he's been up to the task. And I think Chris Kleiman will be a great head coach for somebody one day on a bigger, more profound level. Of course, you know, people in Kansas State may take exception to that. And one last little surprise candidate that also keeps popping up on a lot of coaching searches. Well, maybe not a lot of coaching searches, but me and my podcast partner, Jonathan Lewis, we're really high on this guy, and we think if someone offered him the right money, that they might get him a pretty good diamond in the rough. Not so much the rough, he's a diamond, and that is Kyle Whittingham of Utah. If Texas A&M comes calling, if they can renegotiate that contract and get back some of that money from Jimbo, because Jimbo wants out and wants to go somewhere like West Virginia, then Kyle Whittingham may be on the table for Texas A&M. But the coaching carousel just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier by the minute. There's also talk, and people ain't going to really like this at all, out in Oklahoma or in USC. You're like, what could Oklahoma and USC both despise? Well, Lincoln Riley dipping out on somebody again. Rumor has it, you know, Lincoln Riley may not have been too happy with USC's move to the Big Ten, considering the logistics of it, the travel that's going to be. It's going to put the hurt on that program, in my opinion, unless they add about 3 or 4 more Pac-12 schools and give them teams that they can play closer. This rumor could be true. If Texas A&M recoups some of that money, they may pull a USC like USC did Oklahoma, and they may come in and scoop up Lincoln Riley and take him away from that shitstorm out there in LA. So that would probably raise a lot of eyebrows and piss off a lot of people. And Oklahoma would actually get their wish in the fact that Lincoln Riley would come to the SEC. He'd be at Texas A&M, and they could get their revenge. Maybe they don't want the revenge. Maybe they don't want to have to see him on the sideline every year at Texas A&M and have to play him and have the risk of losing to him. I don't know. You guys and gals tell me in the comments section. Like I said, the rumors are wild and crazy, I know. All this stuff doesn't sound like it could be true. But also, you know, last year we didn't think Lincoln Riley would be at USC and Brian Kelly would leave Notre Dame for LSU. But it happened. So you guys and gals tell me what you think about this situation. Drop it in the comment section if you don't mind. Also, there's a little heart down here. If you don't mind, click on that. Throw a few dollars in the coffers. Keep me off this YouTube teat. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.